Bertier took his job seriously, maybe too seriously. Instead of sourcing wild hares, as was customary, Bertier ordered several hundred tame rabbits from local farmers. These were not fierce creatures of the forest. They were domesticated bunnies, used to being fed, handled, and gently herded into cages. On the day of the event, the weather was ideal. Napoleon and his entourage arrived, dressed for sport and expecting a dignified challenge. The rabbits were brought in cages and quietly released into the field. Everything was going according to plan. Then things got strange. Rather than scampering away in fear, the rabbits turned and charged. At first it was funny. Officers laughed. Napoleon smirked. A few bunnies hopping toward you? Harmless? Charming, even. But then more came, dozens, then hundreds. The laughter stopped when the swarm grew aggressive. Rabbits clawed at boots, swarmed legs, climbed coats. They weren't attacking out of malice, they were hungry. These weren't wild animals fleeing a predator. These were domestic pets who thought it was feeding time. They had been raised by humans. When they saw people, they didn't run. They rushed in expecting lettuce, carrots, or grain. Except this time, the humans were heavily armed generals and a rather startled emperor. Napoleon tried to shoo them away with a riding crop. Others waved muskets. Still, the rabbits pressed forward, relentless in their fluffy, adorable assault. Chaos broke out. Dignified military men, veterans of Austerlitz and Jena, ran, tripped, and shouted in disbelief. Napoleon himself, the man who once marched across the Alps, reportedly turned and fled toward his carriage as rabbits surged around his feet. The coachman cracked the whip, and the imperial party retreated, defeated for the first and perhaps only time by a Lagamorph uprising.